buddy. How you doing?
Good morning, Dom. Happy Christmas plus one. We made it.
Happy Christmas plus one. Good morning, MP. What's up, man? I got to get you guys on Blaze. What's Blaze? Do you know what Blaze is? Like our friend
I've
Blaze?
heard I've heard of Blaze. Is he a guy? Is he a person?
We hope you had a good Christmas as well, too, man. Let's just talk about it. How was your Christmas, dude?
I was just writing down some notes that I meant to write down yesterday. Summarizing this whole month, I would say a lot of little bit of stress, a bit of anxiety, mostly from work and school.
Mm-hmm.
All came to an end yesterday. We went family record of 45 minutes of gift opening and no tears. And I think everybody was happy. Um,
Nice.
so that was a win. One thing I was kind of focusing on was yesterday is really the first day of the month where I felt like there was nothing that needed to be done. I could just sit and I welcomed it and acted upon it. Um,
Okay.
and our
Morning, Dylan.
internet even went out for a little bit, which was nice because we got to make cookies and the girls jumped in instead of kind
Yeah.
of disappearing into devices for a little bit. Um, didn't change. I took a shower, an extended shower, and I wore a Santa hat most of the day. So
Okay.
I think everybody was happy. It was good. And started today. I went for a run, which in what seems like forever. I haven't ran in forever. I did some stretching, which I needed. It's basically
Good.
been a week. Oh, we had dinner last night. We really kept it. It was like super minimal. Like I think we just focused on doing as little as possible, which
Yeah.
was great. It's really good when the entire family's on that page, where it's like we're not doing anything. We're just going to sit. We're going to wear pajamas. We're going to eat sweets and put alcohol in our beverages. I think we needed that.
Good.
So,
That's awesome, man.
um, yeah, it was good.
I love that.
How about you?
Um,
Good morning, Dylan.
ours was good as well. I mean, there was a little point of contention between me and the missus. So she and I weren't in a good place yesterday, which was unfortunate. But thankfully, we were surrounded by our kids and like yours. I don't keep track, but it felt like a good amount of time. One thing that happened, which was funny, so like Amy's parents come over most mornings, most Christmas mornings, they'll come over. And I remember a couple years ago, we were literally like tracking them and like holding the kids back, like almost creating a wall for protesters from holding the presents. And that was one of those years where, like you'd said, like we had almost had tears in the morning because the kids just wanted to open the gifts. But we were like, you got to wait for the grandparents to get here. And the grandparents were taking forever. Yesterday, the grandparents actually walked in the door as Bentley was coming down the stairs to see the gifts for the first time, and like the girls hadn't even came out of their room yet. Like, so it was like, I don't know if it was staying up the late night before or just sleeping in, but that was really cool. Like you said with your kids, opening gifts, took a quite amount of time. The kids were all very excited and happy. There were no tears, no fighting. The girls got a lot of clothes and they were happy about them, which I know that could be that's been a point of contention in the past where they're like, oh, more clothes. Um,
Was because that's I can feel that. Is that point of contention from you, or is that from?
it's just like the kids like mostly being like, oh, clothes, but now it's like, oh yeah, my fit, like my clothes are important. And the
Yeah.
girls were like, oh, I'm gonna borrow that from you. I'm gonna borrow that from you because like right now our two girls are basically the same exact size, which makes dad doing the laundry very difficult, by the way. I don't recommend your kids being the same size ever. That's
But
not
don't
fun.
but don't they get to share clothes and you do less laundry?
No, because what happens is they still get separate clothes, but dad accidentally puts one girl's clothes in the other girl's laundry pile. What's up, Ryan? Good
Oh,
morning, sir.
correct. Yes. Never mind. Point
What's he
taken.
doing with the microphone?
Opinion change. Hey, Ryan.
You
How you
guys,
doing,
Merry
buddy?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys. You guys survived. You look great. You guys looking so
Thank
good
you.
right now.
You do too.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
we were just going over some of
your
the highlights. That was a good day.
kids same sizes helps. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's the worst.
Oh.
That was my first point, but then Dom convinced me otherwise. And Brofitz ate a whole bar of Toblerone. Way to end the year on a win there, Brian. Nice job.
I mean, the year's not over. He could eat 2 bars next week.
Congratulations.
Ryan, how'd it go? How was Christmas?
Christmas is good. It was successfully. I don't know. I was gonna say uneventful. I feel like that's my go-to. Was it eventful? Was it not eventful? Was there problems? No. I played a game. It was called White Ryan. You want it? Okay, hear me out.
Whoa.
So I introduced a game at our dinner that that I was like, it's not White Elephant. I was like, oh well, this game it sounds like White Elephant. I was like, it's not White Elephant. Stop saying that. So we called it White Ryan instead, and it involved everybody getting scratch off tickets, like lotto tickets, and it was where I wanted to bring some fun into it. People could have some gambling and just connect. And so you'd pick a number, and then it was like 1 through 12, and then the first person would get to have the envelope, and in it would be some sort of scratch off tickets or maybe cash, and then they could take a look at it, and then they could pass it if they didn't want it and they wanted to gamble on the next envelope they didn't know was inside. They had to keep that next envelope, right? And so then that's what we did. That was fun. That was White Ryan. And
Still working on the naming.
that was it. Nope, that's it. It's solid now.
Becomes a national holiday 2 years later. Good morning, Greg.
And how about you guys? Did everyone any tears, blood, bones, anything, or is everyone good?
No, 0. I was just telling Dom. Record length of time opening gifts. No tears. It went well. It was good. It was super low key. Almost, I would say, forced low key. The first day in probably 30 days where there was no push or drive to do anything, and I welcomed it. Most days of the month is like you're tired, maybe a little bit anxious, but you got things to do and take care of. But yesterday was like, this is the day I got to shut down after Christmas, after everything was done.
I love that. Is there a have you ever heard someone kind of talk about that it's normal to like for someone to be sad or upset or unsure about their like negative feelings after like a holiday like this?
I can totally connect with that. Yeah. Now that you mention it, yes. There is
happened to me yesterday.
Yeah, there is a lot of, and I think it's just me. There is, and I'll give you the reason why. Yeah, there is anxiety, and it's definitely because one of the sources of that is because school ends. Last few weeks are a little bit stressy, and then I don't really get into Christmas mode until like the weekend before Christmas. And meanwhile, I've said this before, it's like, you know, Kristen's great planning. She starts doing that stuff like after Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of times where I'm trying to play catch up and shut down from like the rest of the month so I can actually be here. And I think the past 2 years, I remember like 2 years ago was like the first time where I was like, I kind of had to white knuckle into it. just to be in the moment. Last year I felt really good. This year stress just hit different for some reason. I don't know why. Didn't shut down until Monday, and this year I feel like despite that stress you're talking about, I feel like I showed up. I think I showed
I wasn't talking about stress though, but I hear you.
Yeah. That's what came to mind when you mentioned that. Yes.
I love it. I think it's like come down, right? It's like, you know how like it's normal for like a bride to feel, well, it's like, I mean, on the very aggressive side of this example would be like postpartum depression, which is wildly more multifaceted than this. But it is something just like a bride that, you know, after all the planning of a wedding, they kind of have this like depressive mindset and state. But anybody. And so I was saying it just because of, I think one of my kids is in that right now. The buildup of like the anticipation, expectation, stuff like that. So I don't know, Dom, your kids feel that?
I don't know that it's my kids. I was more so saying against. I took it as the trying to get through all the stuff that we have to do to be ready for the day versus being able to enjoy the moment, you know, of everything that's been going on, like put in all this work for a moment or two, or like Jason was saying, like the 45 minutes of opening gifts, but it's like all the moments and all the time that was put into those gifts that didn't just magically appear, and all the stress that goes through. Like I'll say it, I shouldn't, I'll eventually say it to my wife, but like the what she goes through the night before versus what I go through the night before is what leads to like the problems the next morning where I feel like I'm getting my butt handed to me, and then her and I aren't doing well the whole day. And I'm like, look, if you didn't have all this worry and this care and concern for all this magic and surprise and whimsy, like if it were just spread out across the whole month instead of all crammed into one like 5-hour night. Like I've always had issues with the way that this holiday was done, but you know, it's tradition, and how do you fight tradition? So then I go through this struggle every year of like, okay, we're just going to do the same thing that we've done year after year because we have to. And it always makes a mess, and we don't, you know, there's always so many people, like what Brofit was saying earlier, is like extremely stressed until the hour before everyone showed up. It's the same thing, you know, like everything has to get ready before the kids come downstairs, and then the next thing is before the in-laws show up, and then the next thing is before my parents show up, like, you know, because we have like kind of separated Christmases. So it's like my in-laws came in and we did all the opening, and then it's like, okay, now we got to clean all this mess because my family is coming over for lunch. Oh, and I have to make lunch. You know, so it's, I don't know, it's just it's a long day. Like a hangover after a holiday.
Yeah.
It's like when you need a vacation after going on vacation.
Keep going if you got more.
I'm glad I got 3 more days off.
Yeah. Dom, I connect with all that.
Brian, I couldn't drink yesterday.
And you said you didn't?
No, I mean, again, that's side conversation that we've had, but apparently I drank too much on Christmas Eve. So then it was like, okay, well, I'll just not drink at all on Christmas, which that never goes well.
You know what? Yeah. I think the fact that you're still married and you're still in your home, you didn't drink enough. There was definitely more to do.
It's just a backdrop.
I'll tell you a story about Chili Willies later in my life. If you guys want to know about snorting vodka, it's a good story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I talked about it, but
big part of Ryan's origin story.
For sure. I love that.
Some actually say it's my villain
Good job,
arc.
Greg.
The chaotic good.
Uh,
Yeah, Brian, I can connect with this totally. He's like, part of that stress is, part of it's financial, where, there's things that I always go into the month planning to do or have an idea of doing. Like one of the things I told Kristen I wanted to do was I want to spend like at least 2 nights not in our house, whether it's like an Airbnb, go up to Estes Park or something. Didn't end up doing that. And
For the winter break.
just for like a few days, just out of the house, because it's like, love our house, but sometimes it helps just to kind of leave as a part of a reset. Didn't end up doing that. I don't regret it. I think we had a great time, but I definitely feel like the financial strain of like things you want to do for your family, unable to only because of money. And that's something that's been part of my life forever, or at least my adult life. So like that's part of it. It's like I think I get worn out by worrying about that, with
you can ask him.
like worrying about getting the things or doing the things or providing the opportunities that the best version of me wants to do. But then like reality kind of sets in, and it's like, oh yeah, we kind of blew the load on some other things. So
Watch the language.
sorry, the money load.
Also acknowledge your niece.
Sloan, we made it. How was your Christmas?
Good.
Wait, do you want to ask him about what your question was?
Yes. When you were talking, were you talking about the bad feelings about Christmas or the good feelings about Christmas?
There are many good feelings about Christmas, Sloan. And I hope that one of these years we get to spend it together. The stressy parts from a parent is making sure that our kids are having a good time and that they feel loved and they get cool things. Parents just want to make sure their kids are happy. That's all. Did you have a happy Christmas?
Yeah.
What was
What was your favorite part?
best part of yesterday?
What?
What was your favorite part of yesterday?
Getting presents.
Which one were you the most happiest to get?
I don't know.
Not sure.
Horrible answer. We're not letting you go. Which one made you feel most excited? Which one made you squeal the loudest, or give you the most butterflies, or made you feel like you wanted to go play with it more? Is it this?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well,
Is that a
Sloan,
dog?
I don't think we could hit Sloan's expectations, because what's the one thing you keep asking for?
Dog.
A dog.
Mm,
And so
they're not that great.
this is it. We're done, right?
No.
So yeah. But yeah, it's good.
Good morning, Caitlin.
Get a good Christmas. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
Good morning, Nan.
But we yesterday we did talk about some sad feelings after Christmas, right? In the car.
Yeah.
You guys
Remember-
there? I think I'm going robot.
Yeah, we're here.
Or if we're going robot.
It's just you.
We talked about like some sad feelings after Christmas. Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
Did that make sense? Is that kind of like a weird thing for you? Because as a kid, that was something I always felt, and so I was thinking you were feeling that too.
I thought Dee got more presents than me, but not from Santa and not when we were in the morning, when our family members gave it. And I thought they gave it more to Dee Dee.
So what was that feeling? Is that
Good morning, Alex.
I'm gonna name a few. There's like anger, and there's jealousy, and there's sadness. What was the feeling you had?
All of that?
All of that. That's a good answer.
Yep.
That's a good answer.
Dee Dee.
Dee Dee.
You want to say hi, Uncle Jason? And then I'm gonna have to go because I have to talk to someone. I'm gonna lift you up.
Okay.
Say hi to Uncle Jason. Say hi to Dom. Say hi.
Hey guys, what's up, Dee Dee?
All right.
What's up, girls?
All right, guys. I'm gonna let you finish the conversation. I'm gonna jump off. Love you all.
See you guys.
See you, buddy.
Bye bye.
Love you
Bye,
guys. Love you,
girls.
Sloan. Love you, Dee Dee. Love you, Ryan.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys. Love you too.
Morning, Alex.
That was an interesting feeling. Kind of being questioned about those feelings by a child.
She came in right away.
No, that was
Oh,
good.
man.
That was like an immediate little dose of, hey, just be happy.
Yeah.
Which brings us
Well,
to
I
today's,
mean, and it
today's
was
point.
also interesting. It was also interesting because she called it out and saw it in you, but then when we asked her about what made her excited, she was a little thrown. It's I think it's kind of like the pressure of the question sometimes. Like you can see it in others, but then like when you ask her about it, it took her a moment to get to the point where she was like, "Yeah, it seemed like Dee Dee got more stuff than me."
Yeah, we've
And
gone
I
through
remember that as a kid, especially like being gapped from my younger siblings where they were younger and I was older. And then I can see it in my kids as well. So we go through a good amount of effort making sure things are fair or as fair as possible. It's definitely easier to just get a bunch of toys for, your younger kid. And then the older one, it's like, well, what do you get? Older kids who don't want toys anymore. It's like, crafts, jewelry, lotions, clothes, and that kind of just seems more like stuff than like fair, than like fun, you know. And I think for a couple of years that was a problem, and that came up with my girls. But now it's like very important to them that like their style or their hair or their nails, like that's become important. So that I felt this year was it and maybe last year too was like a turnaround point where they were like stoked to get lotion, whereas like lotion's just a thing that's like always in the house. But now they're like they have their own lotions and mom has her own. So it's like becoming, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what.
Dom, I'd love to go back to the feelings that you feel that I have also felt of kind of like this resistance to, I guess I'll say, the institutional thought of
Mhm.
Christmas, where it's like, all this buildup, all these events that sometimes you feel like you rush through with very little time to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I feel that a little bit every year. And if we tie this to like today's page is all about like the whole feeling or the whole thought of like trying to freeze time or slow it down, which we cannot do, obviously, because time just goes on. And the things that maybe we try to do to slow it down, or on the other side, when we get into that, like one event right after the next, it's like Thanksgiving rolls right into like the month of Christmas. And sometimes there's definitely a lot of anxiety, I feel like, trying to make it like good, perfect, memorable, happy, all those feelings. And it kind of changes every year. Like I know like Kristen works really hard to like make it special for the girls, and she does an awesome job of it. And sometimes I feel like a little bit worn out, and I wish that like our energies sometimes matched up a bit more, you know. But that's definitely her love language for sure. Yes, Cease.
Yeah, I think one of mine is like I kind of feel like I'm constantly throughout the year, like we're getting gifts or we're getting stuff, and then it's like this build up to Christmas where it's just more stuff. Um, and it becomes hard. Like I know there's been plenty of times where it's like, what do we you know, like what do we get each other, or what do we get the kids, or something like that. And like I've told my wife this a couple of times, like because we've done a couple of these Christmases where we haven't got each other anything, or we've tried to like plan a, you know, a trip, or you know, a couples getaway or something like that, because it's like, yeah, whatever you need, you already get yourself, or I've gotten you, or you've gotten me. Like, so just that part of it, the gift giving part of it throws me off. And then, you know, like the commercialization of it, the multiple events throughout the whole month of like going to this Christmas lighting thing or going to this
No.
parade. It's just like when you actually get to the day, it's I think like you were saying about how you're stressed all month at school, and then you get this relief on the actual day, because it's like, oh, the day's finally here. Now I don't have to deal with this anymore. Like I'm I'm done having the Christmas spirit shoved down my throat.
Yeah, I can kind of connect with that. Now, I mean, I say that with like, I'll totally transparent. It's like, despite me feeling the stress, like Kristen does a lot of the work. So it's almost like I get to that point and then I'm like, well, why am I feeling like this? Because it's like, you know, Kristen is so much better at it than I am. And she takes care of like all the little tiny thoughtful things that I would never think of, or the things that I think of like after Christmas. And there's definitely been years in the past where like today comes and I think to myself, man, I wish I was just like, I just kind of chilled a bit and enjoyed it a bit more. Like I think I was waiting for the end a little bit too much. But like you know, definitely in part to, you know, us talking about stuff like this definitely helped me kind of slow it down, soak things in a bit more. I think that's the opportunity that all this work we do in the mornings that helps, that definitely helps some of that.
Yeah, yesterday I kept stepping away to like center myself, because I was feeling like I was just feeling a bit frustrated with the situation. But I was able to step away a couple of times and just like kind of like relax and like recenter, reset myself, and then go right back in to enjoying the moments that, you know, my kids and everyone were having. And, you know, one thing I did enjoy, even though I don't, I'm like at a point of contention with my family right now, as I've said on here many a times, but my family, you know, they pushed through, and they pushed through the walls, and they came over. And one thing that I do enjoy and like a lot about my family is that they like playing games. So they brought a bunch of games, and that gave us all a break to you know, have fun and play games. So you were talking about how your internet went down, and that was a good thing. Like we basically weren't on the internet at all yesterday until everybody left. But that was a lot of fun, and I did enjoy that.
We got games. We didn't play many games. Cookie making was our game making. Me and Kristen got to do that alone. It was definitely like, we were definitely feeling both insular. It was like, I don't think we really had a whole lot of energy to see other people or have people over. I think we both just needed to kind of chill out, and it was nice that we both got to do that at the same time for a little bit. Something I just said I wanted to go back to. I was trying to tie in today's page. You know, we're at minute over, so let's get to today's reading.
You keep trying. I'm going to push you out of it, but you keep trying.
Trying to slow down time. You know, you say you kind of take a step out. I think I did a good job of kind of soaking it in and not rushing it this year. And the one thing that comes to mind when trying to do this is the photo taking. When, you know, when you're doing something or maybe you have this thought when you're somewhere cool, you have the inclination to take out your phone and take some pictures, which you should. Taking a few pictures is good. But I feel like it's so easy to get into this frame of like taking photos to capture the moment, and the photos. Brian, enjoy your workout.
Get sexy.
Good to see you. I think there's so many moments that have been been captured on a photo where it's like you look back or you go through your feed or something, and it's like, you know what? That's just not how I remember it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done a good job of, in those times, not taking pictures and just being there. That's kind of something that I learned, I think, fairly early, where it's just like, instead of trying to see everything through a screen, just be there and remember it.
Yeah, it's this weird thing or phenomenon that I think we've always had to deal with because we've grown up in this age where it's like there's a part of you that wants to capture it so that you can remember it. I feel like our brains have been so overloaded that, you know, memory just my memory doesn't work very well. So like we have these constant things where it's like, oh yeah, remember that one Christmas when blah blah blah. Like we had it actually yesterday. Like so we got Bentley's big gift was an axe throwing thing. And both girls were like, yeah, that's the same one we had at grandma's house. And everyone else was like, no, we've never seen this. It's a really cool one, like including me and Amy. And the girls were like, no, seriously, like it was at grandma's house. And then so Bailey spent like 5 minutes scrolling her phone and she's like, oh yeah, my friend Haley was there. So then she was like searching by Haley and like all of a sudden she found it and it was the exact same one. And she proved us all, you know, wrong or right or whatever. And it was like, yeah, if she didn't take that little video, it wouldn't have happened. Like you know, like we would have all sat there and been like, it never happened. And like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Um, but it's like this weird thing that we're caught in between where it's like, if you don't take the picture and you just be in the moment, like you're in the moment, you're present, will you remember it? Who knows? You don't know if it'll stick or not. And taking the picture can help you relive the moment later. I think it's just a balance of like not being behind your phone the whole time, you know, like not taking every picture, like letting some slip by. I lost my phone for a bit yesterday. Yeah, I think your brother hid it, but it's okay. Um, you know, like that. I think there was a great amount of time yesterday where everyone was their phone was in another room, and I think that, you know, made it very enjoyable that pretty much everybody was present the majority of the time. Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm
Ready to start Friday?
just kind of sitting here, just enjoying the conversation, trying not to let it pass, and just and not rushing through it.
He didn't leave the couch unless it was for food. Nice. I mean,
Yeah.
look, that's not a bad idea.
We had dinner. We had like probably had like the simplest Christmas dinner ever. I went through 3 different versions of meats. I defrosted chicken first. I took out the chicken. Chicken smelled funny. Tossed the chicken. I also defrosted meat. I took out the meat. The meat also smelled funky. I went back to chicken.
When you say
I went
meat,
through
are
3
you
different.
referring to beef?
Yeah, beef. And then we ended up making air fried chicken fingers because I didn't refrigerate the meat enough. So
Okay.
it was like super simple paper plates, which I really liked.
Yeah, we
Minimal
did
thing.
our normal breakfast for Christmas is a sausage and egg casserole
Mhm.
and hash brown casserole with biscuits. And then for lunch, I made everyone lasagna.
Oh wait, add a third meat to that. I got brisket to smoke, and then Christmas Eve realized I didn't get any more wood pellets. So,
Mm, yeah.
uh, so
2 types of chicken. Yum. Yeah, I've never done
That's-
tacos. This is Caitlin. I think you were one, and there was someone else who mentioned tacos for Christmas. It's not a
Yeah,
bad idea though.
the Turner family historically does a Mexican
I like that.
fiesta on Christmas Eve, started by Mom Turner.
I like that jam. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So food was good. Not a big focus on food, which was also something that maybe brought down the temperature a bit. Just like kept it simple. We had broccoli last night, and me and Kristen were eating. And we were like, I think this is like the first real food we've eaten in a week, because everything else has been cookies and sweets. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
so it was good. That's it.
All right. Sweet, dude. You good?
Now it's time to start preparing for next year's Christmas.
It's messed up, but too soon. Too soon.
Yeah.
Too
We got
soon.
New Year's.
Yeah. All right. That's the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and hanging out with us and telling us about your Christmas and saying hi and saying bye. And tomorrow's Saturday. I'm down for Saturday. If you are, you can always hit me up in the morning. I was feeling really much like I wanted to sleep in today. So I was glad I just texted you and texted back. That's kind of an easy way to figure things out in the morning. But have a great day. Enjoy all your Christmas hangovers, leftovers, shrapnel all over the floors.
Gifts. If you have cats, pick up your bows, folks. But leave your boxes out, because cats love boxes.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Or just don't have cats. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow.
You done.
See you, buddy.